Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's Awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!
Last week in Carlisle, January 5th through 11th, 2026. Warm weather, big tech, and community updates. If you felt like winter took a vacation last week, you were not alone. From unseasonably warm days to major decisions about our local land and schools, it was a busy 7 days for our borough and the surrounding townships. We saw everything from new tech developments to community gatherings that remind us why we love living here. Here is the quick summary of the key things that happened in our area last week, January 5th through 11th, 2026. Winter warm-up. A taste of spring in January. We all know January in Carlisle is usually freezing, but last week felt more like spring. While the average high temperature for this time of year is usually around 38 degrees, we saw the thermometer jump significantly. On Wednesday, January 7th, temperatures spiked all the way to 57 degrees, which is nearly 20 degrees warmer than what we're used to. It stayed mild through the weekend with some light mist and clouds, but we missed out on any heavy snowstorms. This warm spell gave us a break from shoveling and helped the borough crews stay on track with picking up our Christmas trees. Big tech comes to Middlesex. Project Gravity approved. One of the biggest stories for our local economy happened right next door in Middlesex Township. Township officials gave subdivision approval for a large project often called Project Gravity. This is a plan to build a massive artificial intelligence data center. While this could bring money to the area, many of us are talking about how much electricity these centers use and if it will raise our bills. To help us understand what this means for our neighborhoods, county planners and Dickinson College announced a big community meeting coming up on January 20th to answer our questions. School security changes, focusing on vaping. Our schools are looking at new ways to keep students healthy and safe. The Carlisle Area School Board reviewed a new policy that would allow staff to use handheld security wands. The main goal is to find vape pens that students might be hiding. District officials said that some students were hiding these items in places that are hard to check, so the wands would give them a better tool to find them. This is a serious topic for parents and students as the district tries to balance safety with student privacy. Police activity, keeping our streets safe. Our local police department had a very busy week protecting our community. We were all relieved to hear that a missing person, Wayne Havermill, was found safe on January 6th after being reported missing earlier in the week. However, police also had to issue arrest warrants for some serious crimes. Warrants were announced for Sean Warner regarding a burglary at Carlisle Construction Materials and for Brian Ranson regarding drug charges. It is a reminder that our officers are working hard around the clock to solve cases and keep our neighborhoods secure. Real estate update. What sold last week? The real estate market in the Carlisle area saw a lighter volume of activity this week compared to the previous week and the same time last year. There were only 3 closed sales reported between January 5th and 11th, 2026, with activity dominated by new construction in the Glenview development. Here are the specific stats for closed home sales in Carlisle, PA for this past week. Total home sales, 3 homes sold, down from 5 last week, down from 3 last year. Median sale price, $357,300, up from $342,450 last week, up from $309,950 last year. Highest sale price, $362,100, down from $505,000 last week, down from $595,000 last year. Lowest sale price, $211,674, up from $172,500 last week, up from $150,000 last year. Here is a list of the homes that sold last week, January 5th through 11th, 2026, from highest to lowest. 63 Glenview, $362,100. 61 Glenview, $357,300. 201 Cranes Gap Road, $211,674. Real estate stats are obtained from sources deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Stats are for all Carlisle Area School District, January 5th through 11th, 2026, per Bright MLS. Borough Council News: Revitalizing Old Buildings. Our local government was back to work with the first meetings of the new year. On Thursday, January 8th, the Carlisle Borough Council met at the Municipal Building on West South Street. One of the main things they discussed was changing the rules for the mixed-use district. The goal is to make it easier to fix up and reuse old or empty buildings. This could be great for our town because it encourages developers to improve what we already have, keeping our historic charm while making space for new businesses and homes. Fun at the Library and Farm Show. Community events. There was plenty to do for families and friends this past week. The Bosler Memorial Library hosted a game night on Monday, where neighbors played board games like Ticket to Ride. They also held a Little Picasso's art class and a Travel with Me event where kids learned about national parks. Just down the road in Harrisburg, the massive 2026 Pennsylvania Farm Show opened its doors on Saturday, January 10. It is always a favorite event for us in Carlisle to go see the animals and celebrate our region's farming history. Preserving our woods, a win for nature. In some great news for hikers and nature lovers, a large piece of land was saved forever. The Central Pennsylvania Conservancy announced they preserved 91 acres of forest known as the Parish Family Preserve. This land is located near the Kittitanal Mountain Tunnel and includes part of the Tuscarora Trail. In a growing county like ours, saving this green space ensures that we will always have beautiful woods to enjoy, even as new warehouses and buildings go up around us. Dickinson Sports and Tech, Red Devils and Upgrades. It was a busy week on the Dickinson College campus as well. The men's and women's squash teams faced very tough competition against Williams College on Saturday, January 10. Although the teams did not win the overall matches, players like Joe Smythe, Annabelle Romero, and Katie Herring scored individual victories for the Red Devils. Off the court, the college performed major upgrades to their computer systems and internet servers on Sunday to get ready for students returning for the spring semester. County government plans. Organizing for 2026. Finally, our leaders at the county level held their annual reorganization meeting on January 5th. This is a standard but important meeting where the county commissioners set the schedule and rules for the year. They are currently working on a facilities master plan to fix up old county buildings and make sure there is enough space for services. Since Carlisle is the county seat, these decisions directly affect how our downtown looks and operates. Conclusion. A week of change and tradition. To wrap up, the week of January 5th through 11, 2026 was a mix of unseasonal warmth and serious local business. We enjoyed spring-like temperatures while our townships approved major new technology projects. Our schools debated new safety tools, our police solved cases, and our borough leaders worked on zoning to improve our town. We saw new homes sell, celebrated at the farm show, and protected our local forests. Whether it was cheering on Dickinson athletes or playing games at the library, we stayed active and engaged. It was a week that showed exactly how Carlisle is growing while holding on to the community spirit that makes us who we are.
Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!